if you have sarcoidosis and you are trying to heal, I know that there is a lot of misinformation out there, and a lot of doctors don't really explain it as well as they should. They tend to kind of just run to medication like before ever offering any other outlet. So I figured I'll talk a little bit about what I've done, and yeah. So I think it's really important to understand that sarcoid is a disease that is going to look different on anyone. Like, it's going to look different on everybody. So it's really, you can't just look at one person and think that that's exactly how it's going to happen for you. Another thing is, you really just want to understand that your sarcoid, it can mimic any other symptom, any other disease out there. It has the ability to look like it's that disease. Now, that's not saying that you can't get another disease, because that is definitely a big thing. Normally, people with sarcoid will get other diseases along with it. Now, this is where it could get very confusing, because normally your doctors will just blame it on your sarcoid, or they'll refer you to another specialist, which will have you going to so many doctors and having them all very confused. So a few things that I did was I looked at everything as a whole. These are some things I learned in school, but looking at your entire life and everything that you put in it. So we already live in a really toxic world. Okay, we have chemicals being blasted everywhere. A lot of our food is being poisoned. A lot of environmental things that we cannot control. You go out in public and people may have candles lit and just, spraying stuff. And all of this does get into your body. And it does have a huge part of your sarcoid, especially if you have sarcoid. Because sarcoid is an inflammation disease. So the way you have to think about it is, once your body gets a little bit inflamed, it can then set your whole body off. And like, if you are continuing to eat bad food and inhale the plugins and the candles and all of that, if you are still like, it will just be really bad, and it could potentially cause a lot of problems. You can have organ damage and so many other diseases that can come with it, and it all got set off because of inflammation. So the biggest thing with sarcoid is you need to try and control the inflammation. So yeah, like, an inflammation diet is great. For me, it was really big. Medical Medium has a book called Cleanse to Heal, and it really changed my entire life. It changed how I looked at everything. And he even has like a little part in there that says like sarcoidosis, and he will list a whole bunch of supplements that you should be putting into your diet. I don't do everything like to a T, but my goal is to one day do everything off of Medical Medium. My life kind of just got hectic. I, for the most part, do a lot of the things that he says to do, like celery juice. So for me, celery juice is always going to be like the number one thing I tell people to do, because you are naturally detoxing yourself, and that is what helped me. Getting the bad ish out of my body as much as I could is really, really what helped me heal. I mean, you have heavy metals in there. All of that is creating problems in your body. So when you can kind of understand this, I feel like you have a better understanding of like why you're doing the things that you're doing. And then trying to naturally detox. I'm not saying to go and buy those stuff that you see online to detox. I really don't know much about those, so I'm not going to even speak on that. But to do it naturally, you have the celery juice. I did a lot of heavy metal detox smoothies, and I did a lot of detox baths. I still do all of this. I was doing a detox bath probably like twice a week, and that's just Epsom salt, Benton clay, and like baking soda. You soak, like you sit in a bath for 15-20 minutes in like really hot water and rinse off. Make sure you really like rinse your body off well, because you don't want to like reabsorb anything that you just got out of you. And all of this will really help. Later on, you can really do like a deep dive on all of the products that you're using, but like for me, the very first thing I got rid of was my laundry detergent. I started making my own, just because, you know, it's very close to your body. These are the things that are absorbing into our skin. Like, I didn't wear makeup for years. Now, if I wear makeup, it's going to be the non-toxic ones, the healthier stuff. I'm just not giving myself any opportunity to get myself sicker. So I'm not going to spray a whole bunch of perfume. I don't wear perfume. I don't even use Febreze. I don't have plugins. I don't use candles. Now, I know it kind of seems a little crazy, but this is what has happened. Like, this is what has helped me, and I'm going to continue it. So people ask me all the time what and how, you know, what I did and like how I did it, and this is definitely like how I began everything. Looking at every aspect of your life is important, because stress is going to be your number one trigger. Doesn't matter. Like, it's going to be your number one trigger. And I know that you can't really get away from some stress sometimes, so this is where meditation is really going to come into play. Movement, yoga movement was my biggest thing too. Like, I couldn't have healed without all of these. So I feel weird like not talking about it. So I'm gonna brush on a few things. Physical therapy really helped me heal, and that's why I'm going to recommend it to anyone who has any type of pain or just sarcoidosis that you just, you know, if you have it bad enough, I'm going to recommend going to physical therapy. Even if you can't breathe, even if you think that you wouldn't be able to walk into it, because I did aqua physical therapy and I did regular, but the pool really helped, because on the days that I couldn't breathe, I would go into the pool and it would help me, and like I would walk out and I would walk in pain, and then I would walk out without pain. So like when you get, I don't know, man, like you just, when that happens, you don't want it, like you're not going to stop doing it because it's literally helping you, you know? So physical therapy, yoga, strength training eventually, definitely not in the beginning if you're really not doing good, but eventually that's going to be very important. You could do anything at like a gentle yoga, just stretching your body, getting it moving is going to be really important. During my sickest times, I lived on my yoga mat. Like, I lived on my yoga mat. So keep that in mind. Just take everything that I'm saying and kind of just keep it in the back of your head. Now, I would recommend going onto Facebook and joining any and all of the sarcoid groups that you can find, because these actually helped me more than anything. More than anything. I've had doctors be wrong about things. I've had doctors tell me not good, just a lot of not good things that didn't add up. They would tell me that my symptoms didn't add up, and then I would go online, look at all of the people talking about it, and they all experienced that pain. And down the line, I ended up finding out from a different doctor that, you know, my symptoms did add up. But my point being is that these doctors are not as reliable as you think. The people going through it is going to be your best teacher, because they are the ones actually living through it, not just being taught about it. And I didn't want to make this a long video, but I'm about to be at 10 minutes. So in the future, I'll try and make more. But for now, I feel like hopefully this is enough for people to roll with.